Welcome to Section 3. Today we're working on Unit 6, Lesson D and Lesson E in the student book. So before we start, let's learn some words. An interview. An interview is a conversation between two people, and we ask questions like, what is your name? Where are you from? What is your job? These are the questions for an interview. An interviewer. If there's ER at the end, it means somebody who's doing the action. An interviewer is the person asking questions. In an interview, one person is asking questions and one person gives answers. So the interviewer is the person asking questions. So in your workbook, we're doing Lesson D, which is page 76. So let's look at this picture. In this picture, we have two people at a table. They are having an interview. Let's see. The man in the green shirt is holding a pen and writing. So I think he is the interviewer. And the lady in the yellow shirt is just talking. So she's just giving answers. I see some pictures on the table and some drinks. And this looks like a phone that is recording the audio, the sound. So this is the story. It's called An Interesting Life. There are two people, the interviewer in the green shirt and the person giving the answers. Her name is Olga. Her name is Olga. So this looks a lot like your oral exam, where I was the interviewer and I asked you questions and you had to give me answers. So let's read this together. The interviewer says, "What happened after you graduated from high school?" Olga: "I went to university in Moscow." Moscow is in Russia. "I went to university in Moscow and I met my husband there. It was a long time ago. We were in the same class. We fell in love and got married on April 2nd, 2000. We had a small wedding in Moscow." Interviewer: "What happened after you got married?" Olga: "I finished university and found a job. I was a teacher. Then I had a baby. My husband and I were very excited to have a little boy." Interviewer: "When did you move to the United States?" Olga: "We immigrated about 14 years ago. We became American citizens 8 years ago." Okay, so this is the story. I know there's a lot of words here you don't understand. So let's go over and look at the pictures on page 77 and see if we can figure them out. There are 9 pictures here. Can you see? That light's in the way. Okay, we have 9 pictures here. And we have 9 words here that go up here. So let's read the words together. Fell in love, got divorced, got engaged, got married, got promoted, had a baby, immigrated, retired, and started a business. So let's look at some of these words. We have get engaged. Get engaged means ask somebody to marry you. This is before you marry someone. You get engaged. You ask them, "Will you marry me?" Fall in love. Get a divorce. Get a divorce means to end marriage. So if you get a divorce, it means you end the marriage. Immigrate. Immigrate means you go from one country to a new country. So a lot of you immigrated to the United States. You immigrated from your home country to the new country. Get promoted. Promoted means to get a better job, or at your job, maybe you get paid more money. Retire. To retire means to stop working. You finish working. So maybe you're around 65 years old, you retire. Now let's look at these pictures some more. Number 1 is retired. Number 2, now open. You can open a business. So another word for open is start a business. Business. Number 3, she had a baby. Number 4, I don't know. I'm going to say fell in love, but that's not really a good picture because they're just sitting next to a tree. So I'm going to say fell in love. Number 5, he has a wedding ring. So let's say got engaged. Got engaged. It means he asked her to marry him. So he said, "Will you marry me?" She said, "Yes" or "No," or "Yes, but maybe." Number 6, got married. Number 7, we have a lady and she's holding a picture of 2 people and she's ripping up the picture. So she's pretty angry. She got divorced. I don't know if you can see this. My light has no more batteries. Number 8, immigration. Okay. So number 8 is immigrated. Immigrated means you move to a new country. So these people are moving to a new country, one that speaks English. Number 9, get promoted, get a better job. She got promoted. Okay, so now that we know these words a little bit more, let's go back to page 76. I want you to read the story again. And then I want you to answer the questions. What is the focus of this interview? What is this interview about? The focus is Olga's life, so everything important that happened to Olga. Number 2, when did Olga meet her husband? We're asking when, so I want to know a year or a month, or maybe about a time or a place. Let's see, I went to university in Moscow and I met my husband there. It was a long time ago. So, when did they meet? They met a long time ago. A long time ago. When did they become American citizens? Oh, it's the last sentence. We became American citizens 8 years ago. So 8 years in the past. Number 4, when did she and her family move to the US? When did she move? When did she immigrate? We immigrated about 14 years ago. So when did she move to the US? About 14 years ago. And the last question, what in Olga's life is interesting? What in her life is interesting? What is exciting for you? Or like, what do you like in her story? For me, nothing. You can say she went to school in Moscow. or she's a teacher, and that's interesting. What is interesting in the story for you? And then at the bottom, I want you to write the order of everything happened. So first, number one, she graduated from high school. What happened after she graduated from high school? Well, let's see. After she graduated from high school, maybe she met her husband. I'm going to say she met her husband after. So number two, she met her husband. Number three, she finished university. When did she get married? I don't know. It doesn't say because she got married in Moscow, and maybe she was still in university, but maybe it was after. I'm going to say after. So she got married after university. After university, she found a job as a teacher. And then she had a little boy. So Olga had a baby boy. And then she moved to the United States at 7. And the last thing she did was become a United States citizen. So this is the order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now let's work on lesson E, which is on page 78. On lesson E, we want to write 3 important events in our life. So 3 things that were important in our lives. So tell me, what were the 3 things that were important in your life? Did you move somewhere? Is your family important to you? When did you get married? Write it here. Let's see. I am 22 years old, so the most important thing for me, I don't know. I finished school. Come back in 5 years and ask me again. Okay. So, let's read this story about Hang Ching, a new employee. Hang Ching. I was born in 1994 in Beijing. Beijing is in China. I started university in 2012. I studied civil engineering. Hey, me too. Civil engineering is about fixing roads, building light posts, pipes, and dams and bridges is civil engineering, a lot of building. In 2015, I moved to Miami. Miami is a city in Florida. After I moved, I bought a car. I also got engaged. Then I studied computers at a vocational school. A vocational school is a trade school. It's a school where you learn one skill, one important thing. So at the school, they taught you how to use computers. At some vocational schools, you learn construction or cooking, skills. You learn skills. I graduated on July 3rd. 3 weeks ago, I found a computer job. In October, I'm going to get married. Well, congratulations. You had a busy 2 years. Okay. So let's complete the timeline. What happened first, and then what happened second. After that, what happened third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So we have bought a car, found a job, graduated from vocational school, moved to Miami, started university, and was born. So tell me the order that this happened in. What happened first, and then what happened after that? You can stop the video. Okay, first, he was born. It's the first thing he did. He was born in 1994. Second, what happened second? Let's see. He started university in 2012. So he started uni. He started university. Number 3, what happened after he started university? He studied civil engineering. In 2015, he moved to Miami. Moved to Miami. 4, What happened after he moved to Miami? He bought a car. Remember, bought is the past tense of the word buy. So he buys a car, he bought a car is the past tense. What happened after he bought a car? He got engaged. Is that here? No? Okay. He graduated. He graduated school. He graduated vocational school. It means he finished vocational school. He finished learning about computers. And last thing he did, number 6, was he found a job. Okay, on page 79, they want us to write these sentences in a different way. So in this sentence here, we have the time at the end of the sentence. Now we write it at the beginning of the sentence. So this sentence does not make sense at all. I don't know what change means, so let's just get rid of change. Okay, so let's say that this word is not here at all. I started college to university. Okay, so let's just say college. Someone here didn't check over the book. None of this makes sense. Okay, sorry, let's try this again. I started college in 2012. I started college in 2012. In 2012, comma, I started college. So now the only difference is the time is at the beginning of the sentence. And if it's at the beginning, you can write a comma. But if you forget the comma, it's okay. So in number 2, the time is at the beginning of the sentence. It says, in 2015, I moved to Miami. We can write this again, like, I moved to Miami in what year? In 2015. Whenever we have a year, we say in. It's the same with months. We say in. For years and months, we say in. But if it's a day, like July 3rd is a date, we say on. So number 3, how do we write this a different way? Well, here, the date is at the end of the sentence. We can write it at the beginning. On July 3rd, I graduated. Okay? And then you can do number 4 and number 5. Now, I want you to write a timeline about things that are important to you. 6 things that are important to you here. I can show you mine. It's not a lot. Let's see. Oops. I was born in 1997. Okay, so that's important. I was born. I moved to the United States in 2001. I moved to the United States in 2001 from Vietnam. And let's skip to the year 2015. I graduated high school. I finished high school in 2015. I finished university, I finished college in 2019. And I found a job at the same time in 2019. So let's write this again. I found a job in May 2019. Okay? In October 2019, I started teaching. So, my important events are in 1997, I was born. In 2001, I moved to the US from Vietnam. Let's write some more. Let me tell you more about myself. I like talking about me. In 2001, I moved from Vietnam. Another word for moved here is immigrated. I immigrated from Vietnam to the US. Where in the US? Philadelphia. The city of Philadelphia in the US. Okay? In 2007, I moved to in 2007 I moved to Georgia. Can you see? Yep. What else is important? In 2009, I traveled in Asia. In 2009, I traveled in Asia. So I went to Japan, I went to Hong Kong, I went to Singapore, and I went to Vietnam. Did I go somewhere else? Oh, and I went to Indonesia in 2009. I traveled. I was, what, 10, 12? Okay. In 2015, I graduated high school and started college. College, university, same thing. In 2019, I graduated college. So that is my story. In 1997, I was born. In 2001, I immigrated to the US. In 2007, I moved to Georgia. In 2009, I traveled. In 2015, I graduated high school and started college. In 2019, I graduated college. So now, tell me, what was important in your life? When were you born? When did you immigrate? When did you move to the US? When did you get married? Did you have children? Did you find a job? Maybe you had grandchildren? Or maybe you traveled or got a new job? Tell me what's important to you. And then when you finish, you can send me a picture on WhatsApp. I want to see.